Okay, my stream is it?
You can't sell those? Fuck. Well, I guess I'm keeping swordfish on me.
Cart.
Yo, what's up?
What the fuck? When did Elijah get in here?
Really
You
just
probably are in streamer mode, so you didn't get the noise for it.
Oh, welcome to the reaction stream.
what? What are you streaming?
He's streaming reacting to Old Yeller. Or he listens to an audiobook of Old Yeller and then reacts to it and plays RuneScape.
Oh, I see.
That shit
I
to do. I'm gonna have so much fucking food for the leagues. That shit to do. I'm gonna have so much fucking for the leagues. Sharks are gonna be real good. I'm gonna have so much fucking for the leagues.
This is awesome. Here, if you want the stream link.
You're even streaming
excuse
it on YouTube.
Yeah. Like my
Is Old Yeller in the public domain?
no.
It's not like he makes money off of this anyways.
What a good video. I'm gonna subscribe. Such transformative content.
It's better than XQC.
Shit, I gotta go again. Talk to you guys later, I guess.
Oh, okay. You're really not high enough cooking yet. I don't even really want these swordfish because I have sharks, but I guess I'll use them.
Okay, what's going on, chat? Today we will be reacting to this little known book. I think a viewer requested me this.
A viewer?
He said I would love this book. We will be reacting to Old Yeller audiobook on the channel Tony Curry. I'm pretty sure he does not have rights to this, but neither do I.
Cadman presents
So who cares?
Old Yeller by Fred Gibson. Performed by Peter Francis James. Copyright 1956 by Fred Gibson. Production copyright 2009 by HarperCollins Publishers. Chapter
My
1.
money. My totally
called him
legally
Old
acquired money.
Oh, they said the name
The
of the
name
book.
had a sort of double meaning.
No
One
way.
part meant that his short hair was a dingy yellow,
Oh fuck, I fell.
a color that we called yeller in
L.
those days. The
Don't
other
L me.
meant that when he opened his head,
W?
the sound he let
Yeah.
out came closer to being
Yeah.
a yell than a bark. I remember like yesterday how he strayed in out of nowhere to our log cabin on Birdsong Creek. He made me so mad at first that I wanted to kill him.
Oh, they wanted
Then
to do
later,
what to the dog?
When I had to kill him,
They what?
it was like having to shoot some of my own folks. That's how much I'd come to think of the big yeller
They did
dog.
what in his cup?
He came in the late 1860s. The
He
best I
came?
remember.
I
Anyhow,
fell again?
it was the year that Papa and a bunch of other
Papa
Salt
Carter real
Lick
quick.
settlers formed a
I'm
pool
Carter.
herd
Okay, yeah, Discord.
of their little separate bunches of steers and trailed them to the new cattle market at Abilene, Kansas. This was to get
Kansas. That's a
cash
real
money,
state.
a thing that all
No.
Texans were short of in those years right after the Civil War. We lived then in a new country, and a good one. As Papa pointed out, the day the men
Civil
talked
War.
over
When was this
making the
book
drive,
made? Probably for
we
old
had plenty
people.
of grass,
Snore.
wood, and
So
water.
true.
We had wild game for the killing,
Oh, Chad, let's
fertile
see that
ground
gem.
for growing bread corn, and the Indians had been put onto reservations with the return of U.S. soldiers to the Texas forts. In fact, Papa wound up.
One more level.
All we lack having a tight tailhold on the
And so
world
what?
is a little cash
Till
money.
80 cooking.
And we can get that at Abilene.
I thought you were already 100 cooking.
Well, the idea sounded
There
good,
should be.
but some of the men still hesitated. Abilene was
I did
better
get
than
99 on the main
600
game.
miles north of the Texas Hill
Let's go.
Country we lived in. It would take
Now I'm
months
at 80
for
cooking.
the men to make the drive and ride back home. And all that time, the women folks and
Sure.
children of Salt Licks would be left in a wild frontier settlement to make out the best they could. Still, they needed
Another
money,
lap done. I'm just
and they
so good at
realized
this
that
game.
whatever a man
He's
does,
just so
he's
awesome.
bound to take some risks. So they talked it over with each other and with their women and decided it was the thing to do. They told their folks what to do in case the Indians came off the reservation,
The Indians.
or the coons got to eating the corn, or the bears got to killing too many hogs. Then they gathered their cattle, burned a trail brand on their hips, and pulled out on the long trail to Kansas. I remember how it was the day Papa left. I remember his standing in front of the cabin with his horse saddled, his gun in his
22
scabbard,
agility.
and his bedroll tied on back of the camel. I remember how tall and straight and
You
handsome
okay?
he looked,
Yeah.
with his high-crowned hat and his black mustaches drooping in cow-horn curves past the corners
Oh
of
shit.
his mouth.
That was a task
And
to
I
cook
remember how
100
Mama was
sharks.
trying to keep from crying
What the fuck?
because he was leaving, and how little Arliss, who was only 5 and didn't know much, wasn't trying to keep from crying at all. In fact, he was howling his head off, not because Papa was leaving,
Yo,
but because
chat,
he couldn't go
this is
too.
my friend. He,
I wasn't about to
big
cry.
red in Japan. I think he's
I
a
was
comic.
14 years old, pretty
Yeah,
near a
the
grown
real
man.
one. Real big red
I
in
stood
Japan.
back and didn't let on for a minute that I wanted to cry. Papa got through loving up Mama and little Arliss.
I think we'll have a good ending, yeah.
I looked up at him.
Starting off pretty strong.
Yeah.
He motioned for me to come along.
Nothing can really
So I
go
walked
wrong.
beside his
I
horse
feel
down
like.
the trail that led under the big live oaks and past the spring.
I think this will be a
When
pretty
he'd gotten
wholesome
out
book.
of hearing of the house, Papa reached down and put a hand on my shoulder. "Now, Travis," he
We have
said,
some father-son bonding
"you're
going
getting to
on.
be a big boy. And while I'm
Just
gone,
father-son bondage.
you'll be the man of the family.
What do you think of the
I
book
want
so
you to
far,
act
Fred?
like one.
I think it's great. You know, it's so good that I don't think I've really comprehended or heard a single word for that matter.
Think you can do that?
I
Yes,
think
sir.
that's just
I
RuneScape
said.
brain rut.
Nah,
Yeah,
there's
it's so
the cows
true.
to milk and wood to cut, and young pigs to mark, and fresh meat to shoot. But mainly there's the corn patch. If you don't work it right, or if you let the varmints eat up the roasting ears, we'll be without bread corn for the winter.
Bread
Yes, sir,
corn?
I said. All right, boy.
Isn't it
Br-
cornbread?
I'll be seeing you this fall.
More
I stood
like
there and let him ride on.
cornbread.
more to
Am
say.
I right, guys?
Suddenly,
I'm
I
gonna
remembered
cry.
and went running down the trail after him, calling for him to wait.
I need to get like a
He
laugh
pulled up
track
his
clip.
horse and twisted around in the saddle.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
boy,
I
he said.
think
What
I
is it?
had one.
That horse, I said. What horse?
But I feel
He
like they
said
removed
he'd
it.
never
I'm
heard
pretty
me
sure
mention it before.
from the
You
Discord
mean you're
soundboard, at least.
wanting a horse?
You mean like it was in this?
Now,
Discord.
Papa, I
Yeah.
complained. You know
Probably.
I've been aching all over for a horse to ride. I've told you time and
Yeah, we
again.
got
you're
some
on
horse riding.
I looked up to catch him grinning at me, and felt foolish that I hadn't realized he was teasing.
I'm on YouTube because I think it'll
What
be
you're
easier
needing
for
worse than
random
a
people
horse
to
is a
discover
good
the
dog.
stream, which makes it even funnier.
Yes, sir, I said.
Yeah,
But a
agree
horse
with
is
you.
what I'm wanting the worst. All right, he said.
Even though Vasco won't
You
work
act a
on
man's part while
YouTube.
I'm gone, and I'll see that you get a man's horse to ride when I sell the cattle. I think we can shake
Isn't
on
it
that
every
deal.
man's dream? The
He reached
ache
out his
for a
hand,
horse?
and we shook.
you
It was the
streamed
first
Mario
time I'd
RPG
ever
5
shaken
years ago.
hands like a man.
You're looking at my other YouTube.
It made me
account.
feel big and solemn
What's
and
your
important in a way I'd never
one that
felt
you're streaming
before.
on?
I knew
posted it
then
on Jenya.
that I could handle
okay.
whatever needed to be done while Papa was gone. I turned
But
and
yeah, I did
started
stream
back up the
Mario
trail toward the
RPG
cabin.
when Oaklight was playing.
I guess maybe Papa was right.
Maybe I'll
I guess I could
return
use a dog.
for when it returns
All
on
the other
Switch.
settlers had dogs. They were big, fierce cur dogs that the
Yo,
settlers
Jakey's in
used for
chat. Let's
catching
go.
hogs and driving cattle and fighting coons out of the cornfields. They kept them as watchdogs against
Now
the
that I have a ton of
depredations
food,
loafer
I'm going to go
wolves,
kill
bears, panthers,
dragons.
and
Good
raven
time,
Indians.
dragon.
Chat, we got
There
a
was
Martha
no
Grace
question
spawn.
about
Pretty
it.
sure that's millions to one.
For the sort of country we
So
lived
true.
in, a good dog around the place was
Yeah, that's
sometimes
like
worth more
15K
than
gold.
2 or 3 men.
I'm rich.
I knew this as well as anybody, because the summer before, I'd had a good dog. His name was
What did I
Bell.
want to do?
He was nearly as old as I
Alright,
was.
Chad, I have to go to the bathroom.
We'd had him ever since I could remember.
I'll have
He
card
protected me
energy.
from rattlesnakes and bad